Hey, friends.
We black.
Duh.
That means like we back.
Hey, friends. It's C.
T.
And we're going to move on with our Q&A. We're going to talk about current events and how we feel about those.
Okay. So, with everything going on in Philly, how do you guys feel about looting? Do you feel like looting is something done for people's personal gain, or do you feel like it brings awareness and attention to everything that's going on around us?
I think it's both. I think you have two different mindsets of people. You got people who don't really care about the reason why it's being done. They don't care that somebody died, that a mom watched her son be murdered in the middle of the street. They're out for their own personal gain, those people. But I also feel that there's so many people out here who are so hurt and so tired of seeing certain things. The only way that they can really show how they really feel is to destroy what does not belong to them. Because that's really a lot of these people, it only affects them when it hits their pocket. That's how I feel about it. Like these big box stores and things like that. I'm not talking about like the little boutiques that
Black
are owned by
mom and pops.
exactly Hispanic and black owned type of things. I'm talking about like the Walmarts and the Targets and things like that. They need to do more, especially if they are making money in that community. They need to do more to support that community. They need to show that they support the cause and the needs of that community and those people that are coming to their store buying whatever it is that they're buying. When those kind of stores turn a blind eye or they don't acknowledge it, they make themselves a target for whatever happens. So I just think it's two different mindsets, and it's everybody has their own agenda. Some people it's because they're hurt. Some people it's because they need to gain something out of it.
And some people are just plain out ignorant and stupid.
Okay.
That's just my take on it. I mean, we do it to ourselves, you know. And we can take it back to, you know, when we were talking about what happened with George Floyd. It doesn't change anything. As a community, we're still doing the same thing. So until we can correct within what we're doing within our community and within ourselves and build ourselves up, this is what's going to happen. And people, we need to wake up and be aware of everything that is going on in the world, all over the world, not just in the United States. You know, and we're going to pray for, you know, the people out in Nigeria. And that's all I got to say.
You and me.
His turn.
How do you feel about the handling of it by the city?
Are we talking about Mr. Wallace?
Yeah, did you watch that DA's press conference thing?
I think personally that lawyer who handled it, I think that he was a good spokesperson for it. I think he answered the questions how I felt like he should have answered them for the public. He did not pass blame onto anybody. It is an investigation. There's certain protocols that have to happen, but I also feel like the city should ensure that their law enforcement officers have their proper equipment. When there's a call being made for a mental health call, to come out there with officers who don't have the proper equipment is an issue. If you're going on a medical call, you need to have a taser, not just a gun. I mean, if you're going to a domestic violence situation, you're going that's a different kind of call. For mental health, people are erratic. They don't always understand what you're saying. Some people can be autistic. They can be deaf. There's so many different things that goes on with mental health people. You don't know how to respond, and some of them are afraid and they can't even process what's going on. So for them to come out there the way they did, it to me it showed poor training, and it showed that they didn't have what they needed in order to resolve that situation. So I don't think that the police handled it properly at all. I think they're trying to make up for it now, but it's too late. Somebody's dead and a mom watched her child be murdered in front of everybody, and that to me is just devastating. And I don't like the fact that people make it seem like because he had this knife in his hand he should have been shot 14 times. it was a mental health call. That's why they called. So they know when a mental health is called, you're dealing with somebody who is erratic, and that family cannot calm that person down. So you already know you're walking into something that is with a person that's not going to hear you like a normal person's going to hear you. So the way they came was not correct. They shot that man 14 times. That's outright murder.
You know, are you done? No matter how the media or anybody wants to try to flip it, it's devastating. And again, we witnessed another execution on air. And mental illness it's one of the things that's probably one of the number one things in America that is tearing families apart, not getting the special treatment that they need. I thought it was terrible. I seen it. And, you know, like Carla had said, proper equipment, lack of communication. So when you dispatch, and his mother dispatched the EMTs and told him, I need the EMTs to come. And the cops, you knew what you was getting yourself into. You knew it. So the excuses of, you know, or whatever excuses that they had, you're dealing with somebody who had mental illness, and you knew that before the call. You chose to do what you did, and it's not justifiable. I'm sorry, not by any means. It wasn't justifiable. I don't care how the media wants to flip it. Oh, he shouldn't have had a knife in his hand walking towards the cop. You knew already. And then on top of that, you didn't fire a warning shot. Not at all. So it's terrible. And something has to give. We're tearing ourselves apart over this. I mean, bad enough what happened with George Floyd, and we witnessed that in the big case with Breonna Taylor, and you know how the cops went into the wrong house. Come on. No matter how many ways you want to try to spin it, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not justifiable. It's terrible, and something has to give. So it's important that we go out there and vote. And I'm not just talking about for presidency. Vote for local government. If you want things to change, it starts with us. All lives matter.
And it also starts with us, with black people and just minority in general, especially the ones who live in the inner city, that you stop making excuses for the police murdering people.
Yes.
By saying that person had a gun, that person had a criminal record, that person had a knife, that person was running at the cop.
Yeah.
Stop making excuses, because it's so many crimes that happen in this world. There's so many people who are apprehended who are 10 times more violent, but they make it to the police station unscathed. So stop making excuses, because the police is not a jury and they're not a judge. Their job is to protect the public, and the public includes criminals. Anybody in that public and taxpayers, that money is going into a pot for those people to be protected and to be taken down in the safest way possible, so that way they can meet justice the proper way. All this making their own rules and being judge and jury is totally inappropriate, and it's been going on since law enforcement was enacted. So, I mean, black people and Hispanic people and anybody who lives in the inner city needs to stop allowing people to say that
it's okay.
A murder is justifiable because of what their history is, what that person's history is. It's not fair.
Can I say something?
No. Actually, real quick, to say what you were saying, Pat Poose.
We're not going to all the time.
We do not do Pat Poose all the time. I want to say what she was saying, how she broke it down, how the murders are happening behind different situations. If you listen to his CD, it's called Tribute, how he broke it down from every slaying that happened that was in the media. Listen to it. I think it should be a Grammy. It's called Tribute. And it brought tears to my eyes how he broke it down. And it's true. That's all I wanted to say. I love you, Papoose. Hey, Remy.
All right. Anyway, like I was saying, to interject, I definitely do agree with you were saying, Mom. Even though, like, there are people that are minorities that are saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have had a knife" and stuff like that. If you are with Black Lives Matter, make sure that all Black Lives Matter. That includes people with mental health, mental disabilities,
Exactly.
because, like how you said, the mom called for an ambulance. Why are y'all coming there with y'all guns drawn? Y'all could have tased them, anything. Why would the first thing that y'all would think would be to shoot somebody that's having a mental health episode?
Right.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Can I answer that?
Mhm.
Your mother can answer that the best, and she broke it down to me. She said the reason why we don't see these things in New Jersey, because automatically these
They'll go to
states,
jail.
they already know. So that's why you don't see
The states
these
are higher.
horrific, these horrific
Things happen in
things
New
happen
Jersey.
in New Jersey. That's why people don't want to leave, and that's why they feel New Jersey is safe. So
Still not safe.
mean, we
it's
have
not
our own
safe,
issues.
but we have our own
issues.
issues. But these cops and state troopers, they
They're
know.
held accountable.
Yeah, they already
Right.
know. These other states are not held accountable. So it's easier for them because the corrupt government that they have behind them to justify these.
Senseless murders.
Exactly.
That's what they are.
It's
They're not
terrible.
justifiable.
And something has to give. And, world, we're speaking out. And mental illness is terrible.
It's just that we're the only group of people that pay to be terrorized by the people who's supposed to support us
Exactly.
Yep.
and protect us. We pay tax money
You pay the
for
cops.
right for them to have a salary, for them to, and then they go home to a safe community around
Yeah.
20 minutes outside of where they're policing at, and they terrorize the community. And if you're afraid to be in that community, if you're afraid to be in them people, you shouldn't apply for a job within that community. It just shouldn't be.
And sidebar real quick. When I had visited my barber last week, C-Mac, he said, no, T, I moved to Blackwood, where I don't have to worry about anything. And I want to live in that gated community and all of that, and don't have to worry about me walking outside and being judged. I want to be around the people, good people. And if we have to start thinking like that to where, we're not comfortable where we live at, because we should always be comfortable walking outside these doors. It's crazy and it's disgusting. And I never thought that I would live to actually see what's going on in the world. But at the end of the day, racism has never left. It has been with us. It has been with us, and it's with us now. And that's why this generation has to make a change. Try to make a change. Get out there and vote. Keyword, vote. Don't be naive. Please do not be naive.
Next question.
Okay. How does it make you guys feel, like, although all of the the past police murders and stuff were far away, how does it make you feel that it's so close to home?
For me, it's always a reality. Like, even though the things have happened in the Midwest and in the South, it still feels close to home because it's still my tribe. My tribe is being executed. You know what I'm saying? So it still feels close to home. This is closer, of course, this is right here in Philadelphia, and you know that this person was not in the middle of a robbery. He didn't have a gun to somebody's head, or anything like that. This man had a mental health episode, and so just to know that if I'm in a situation where I have a loved one who's acting erratically and I can't control them, it's going to make me think twice about getting the police involved, because that person, you calling for help, that person might end up murdered. So now that mom is going to have her conscious for the rest of her life. She wasn't able to bring her child out of that episode, and then it resulted in her child's death. She's going to feel like her hands was dirty in that situation, and that's a guilt that she's going to have to carry. Hopefully she doesn't have to, but it probably will play in her mind.
What I will say about that is that she was very specific when she called the ambulance. She specifically asked for the ambulance because she already knew what would happen if the cops pain. And this is where it makes it very difficult for us again to understand lack of communication, proper response. If the EMT didn't feel as though that they couldn't do it, then that's what they should have told her over the phone. This is something that we're going to have to call the cops from. But yet, the mother of Mr. Wallace said that he has a mental illness. That should have been enough. That should have been enough right there. It should have been enough. And
But the thing is that black people's lives
it doesn't matter.
It's not valued.
No.
I don't give a damn if you make $200,000 a year or if you're a homeless man on the street. It's not valued. The cops, they're gonna make a more conscious. They're gonna have a more conscious approach to dealing with an unruly white man because they know they're gonna have to answer to his death in a different way that they're gonna have to answer to a black man's death. And that's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
So, with the way things have been going throughout American history, right? How much faith do you have that voting is going to make things different?
I don't think it's gonna make much difference, to tell you the truth, because basically, as black people, we arguing back and forth about two white men making decisions for us that have their own interests at heart. We're never going to be on the same page with a white man, not on this ground right here or anywhere in this world, because the pedestal's too great with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they put themselves on a pedestal that is unreachable for everybody, women included. Any kind of minority really can't reach that level. So to argue and go back and forth about who is the best president, they're going to do what's best for themselves and their interests. So the only thing we can do is look at both situations and see which one is going to best suit our needs.
Okay. Tanya?
And that'll be Trump.
Wait, I don't like talking about politics. I think they're both great candidates. Yes, I did. I am saying it now. I agree to disagree with both of them. As far as we're talking about finances.
Well, Tanya's getting
I
no
did
time.
not ask about candidates. I asked.
What you asked about?
I asked, with the history of America, how much change do you think this vote is going to bring for us?
Aren't we talking about the presidents?
Y'all
The
keep
elected?
talking about-
Well, I don't think it's gonna be too much of a change. I think everything in the world is still going to happen. But no, I'll take that back. Rewind. I'm gonna take that back.
Take it back.
I'm gonna take it back. It all depends who's elected in office. What is the future going to be? I don't think anybody's actions is going to change. There's not going to be the stopping of the drug dealing. It's not going to be the stopping of domestic violence. It's not going to be the stopping of hustling. Period. It's nothing's going to change. But taxes and
Trapping ain't dead.
welfare
That was never gonna
and
stop.
more taxes.
None of that was never
Nothing's
gonna
never going to stop. You
That's
know,
because they hustle.
stop. Okay, so
It ain't.
if that's the case, and neither one of you two voters feel like your vote is really going to change our station in life, why press voting so hard on future generations?
The reason why I would never tell somebody not to vote is because I know that the people before me was murdered so I can vote. They, whatever it is about voting, they felt so strong about that they fucking died and didn't make it home to their families for me to be able to vote. And so I'm not ever going to dismiss or have they put their lives be in vain by not doing something that they fought so hard for me to do. I'm not gonna do it. What?
You don't read, nigga.
Damn.
They died for us to read too. You ain't
They
fighting
did.
as hard to read no book.
I don't like to
He
read.
Alright then.
did.
That's all. You know.
She read memes.
Yeah, that she read very well.
She read memes.
Okay.
Okay.
My weaknesses out
Yeah,
there.
he said you don't like to read.
I don't.
Yeah.
a very intellectual man sitting over there. And to a certain extent.
Thank you for the compliment.
No problem. At least he's accepting something.
Okay, we talking about
Moving. He's absolutely right. Why vote? But like Carla said, by us voting is a voice because we didn't have a choice. So that's why it's important to vote.
We didn't have a choice.
We didn't have a choice and we didn't have a voice. So by us voting is our voice.
Right.
Sir.
I'm voting for everybody who couldn't vote. Everybody
There you go.
who died, this vote is for them.
Yep.
Yes.
So
What
it's
about the last vote?
What last
Who was that for?
That was for her German side.
Oh, that was for Trump?
oh.
Okay. Trump.
Nah,
You ain't gotta do it,
I
sis.
like Trump. You know, if I was to vote,
I don't like
for
Pence.
Trump.
He look
Pence is a little weird, but I'm
He
like
like
Trump, and that's it.
he look fake.
Oh God.
Okay.
Well,
Biden.
I just want to let you know if we ever get put on, it's just our political views.
Honestly,
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like anybody. I feel like it should definitely be an age limit on people who can vote. I mean, who can run for president because why y'all got these old men that were born in the 40s?
40s. They weren't even born in the 40s. They was born before that, weren't they? They was born in the 40s.
Well,
Anybody
45
in the 40s is like
excuse
that's
me.
like 70 something.
Oh,
President-
President math is always not only trying to not read.
President
can't
Trump
do
is
math either.
President Trump is what 70? What is he? 72,
But
73?
he's a young 70.
Yeah, he's like so he was born in
old.
like 48. 48, 49.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like they old. I feel like their values and stuff like that, it
Are
doesn't
different.
go. Yeah, it doesn't go with what's going on with today.
With the
I feel like
time.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It should be somebody younger, maybe Kanye West's age, but not Kanye West. It
Right.
needs to be somebody. The age should definitely be like 40, 35-ish.
And I'm agreeing with you on that because you are part of you are the new generation.
Right.
And I feel exactly what she's saying. Please let me talk.
Okay.
I feel what she's saying. They need an up-to-date president. What's going on, such as how our great President Obama was. Like he was.
Yeah, like he fit more.
Like he fit more, not of color, but he was with the generation.
He was.
Everybody. He could relate. So we're not gonna go into the
But the
black,
people
white
in
thing.
the house have to. It should be a cutoff on that. They should
Exactly.
have terms as well because some of the people have been in there.
Yeah, they need to get the F up on out of there.
Right. They're dying. Like you see the judge, like she just literally was like 80-some years old and died out of her
Man,
position.
this
Like,
new judge was telling and they bring
Oh
Right.
no, but
Like, they
it's
should
for the
have
person who
terms.
certain people support. I don't agree with her, and as me being a gay person, I'm sorry. I don't even know how the heck she got up in there.
because
I don't need you to. I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I understand the values and what they're trying to bring back to the great American society. Anyway, move with the world, people. The world is different
and
now.
that's why they need terms.
Terms of endearment, people. That's what we need. That's what we need. You cannot. What the fuck is so funny?
You said terms of endearment.
Damn right. Shit. That was actually a
good movie, right?
yes, it was.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, right?
No,
I think
Who was in that? You know?
I do, but go on.
We'll Google it. You wouldn't tell me who it was then?
Go
Bruce
on.
Willis.
I don't know. Anyway, so it's just I was pissed off about that. So, and that's just because who I represent and who I am. And as far as gay rights and same-sex marriages, and yes, I am against abortion. No. And same-sex benefits. I mean, it's just why
Just
does
because
it?
you get an abortion don't mean that people shouldn't be able to have an abortion.
Who are you
They
talking
definitely
for?
should. They should.
See, they're talking about something else. I'm talking about
I think they should.
me.
Woman
It should be a
able to do what she
choice. It should, and it is a choice. But don't just go have an abortion because you don't feel like taking care of a child.
And
Well,
I
that's
feel like,
Why would you want the
I feel
baby
like-
to come into the world and not
I
be
feel like
well
the
No,
taken
it should
care
be
of?
limited. No. Wait a
As a
minute.
man-
Wait. Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
It should be limitations.
No,
Yes.
it shouldn't.
No,
it
yes, it
should.
should. Because if you got molested or raped, I'm not bringing no
and I'm
child
not
into
gonna
this
hold
world.
you
No, I'm
against-
not.
hold that against you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can't hold
That's
that
what I
against
mean
you.
about limitations. But if you want to be a thought or whatever, and you spreading your legs, no, you gonna have that child.
And you're gonna
You
let
gonna have
them
that
suffer.
child's gonna
They're gonna
suffer.
suffer.
Then you give it up for adoption like I was.
No.
There's choices that no.
And
There's
be passed
choices
through
that
the
you can
system
make.
and abused
There-
and all that. Why would
Exactly.
you want somebody to go through that?
So-
It's- so okay. Go back to what you said, my lovely niece right here. To go back to what you said.
Close your
Why? Because to get them abused or whatever the case may be. Again, a child did not get asked to be brought into this world.
And they should,
Facts.
if the mom can't take care of that
The
child,
parent
that
should've
child.
been
Don't make me
having
get
There's
sex.
spiritual on you.
options.
'Cause
There's
you got
options
people
besides
sex.
abortion.
I
I'm
can
sorry.
see- I can see if somebody goes to get an abortion one time or two times, and then the doctor saying, "Listen, we want to have to put you on a
Contraceptives.
it's going to be something without any. You have no control over it. We're giving you a shot, and that's it. Or what is it called? Like forced. I forgot what it's called. Like sterilization. If you're a
what?
drug addict. Yes.
No.
If you're
Yes.
a hardcore drug
Forced
addict.
sterilization. Who are you
Yes.
to make that choice for somebody?
I think that some of these women need to have it, and men. If you're
That
out
people
here
need to just take
and you're
and
getting
close their
high
legs.
and you got a baby in your stomach and you have all these kids, 'cause I don't know, for some reason drug addicts be very fertile.
Yeah, that
Baby
shit is
fertile
crazy.
than a motherfucker.
Well, wait. To
But-
go back to which, go ahead, sir. But hold on a second. To go
No,
back to
hold
what,
on, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. To add on, as a man, I feel like the male should have more input on the facts of abortion. We have no really say whatsoever. A man could want his child, and if the female say no, it's gone. That's not fair and it's not right. But we scream for equality.
No, I agree with you on that, because if that
yes, of course.
doesn't want that child and tells a woman, please go get an abortion,
And she have it.
and she
He's
has
still
it,
stuck with child support
gotta
for
pay
18
child
years.
support. He don't have no choice in it at all.
Well, that's why there's contraceptive people.
Exactly.
Be responsible. Don't be out there and do one night stands. And come on, we
anyway.
no.
It's diseases.
It's diseases as well. Use protection, everybody, and then we wouldn't have these topics of abortion and diseases and all of that. We all have to be responsible as parents, even though we find the easy way is to take out. Like, for an example, when they asked me earlier,
I was about to say, what was this topic again? We talking about politics?
y'all focus.
Bill
Come on.
Cosby
We
over
ain't doing no Jello pull-it pops. Ain't doing that. Y'all know what I'm saying if you're listening, because they all over the place.
That's
However,
all over the place.
no,
Carry on.
All right.
stay protective, and we're
Right.
gonna move on to our last and final questions. But I have to drain the main music
No,
again.
Tanya,
No, I
wait
have
a
to go to the
second.
It's the
bathroom.
last question.
This is
the
the
last
last
question.
question.
Wait.
I've been waiting for half an hour.
Go on. Please ask her the question.
You went pee half an hour.
I said I've been waiting a half an hour.
All right. If it
This
was
is
up to
32
you,
ounces.
I'm
if it
listening.
was up to you,
It's
what would you say, or what would your ideas be on making things better in our world where we live, in America, not anywhere else in the world yet?
I think that the first thing we need to do in our community is to dismantle the police department and put it back together in a way that is safe for everybody in the community.
Okay.
Because a lot of times you get these people and they're on top. When the head is corrupt, the bottom is going to be corrupt. And so sometimes you have to just take the whole regime out and start fresh with the judges and everybody and start replacing some of these people. When they have dirty histories, stop making excuses for dirty histories. Stop allowing for them to use a union to get out of being terminated. If they've been terminated for a certain reason, then they shouldn't be allowed to go to another township and get another job and do the same shit over there. There needs to be better education. There needs to be better services for our kids, so that way they're not out here running around aimlessly without any kind of support. There's so many different things that you can do for a child in the early stages before they get to the point where they're out here and they don't have any options to survive. Mental health services, housing services. So there's so many different things that the community needs in order for it to be whole. And we have the money to do it. It's just that the money is just not allocated in the right ways.
Tanya, any input?
The system is corrupt, no matter which way you look at it, it doesn't matter. And that's why voting is important. If you don't want those people, I don't care. Be quiet. Let me talk. Did I not interrupt you once?
Is there a scratch in the CD?
A scratch.
There's gonna be a scratch on your forehead in a minute. I don't have no answers to that because I'm really in my feelings right now about a lot of things.
So guys, it has been wonderful. Get out there and vote, as my friend said. Since the third is around the corner, hopefully when we see you again, we'll have a president. And then we can discuss.
What you mean you go see you're gonna have a president? Is it the one that you gonna want?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
We hopefully don't want what she wants.
Or it's gonna be Biden. So based off of that, we are out of here. Thank you guys.
We appreciate you guys. Again, we're closing it out.
Yes.
Stop it. Like and subscribe. Biden all day and Kamala Harris. Peace.